Hi, it's Anne here, and today's video is what I like to call my buys and buys video. So this is basically a monthly haul video, so everything I bought in the last month, and a monthly empties video. And I like to do them together to see what's coming in and what's going out of my collection. It's mostly focused on beauty, it should be, but because I'm on a no-buy right now, the buy side, I've been kind of including some other stuff that's not makeup related. Also on the empty side, sometimes I just like to include some other things like candles or other stuff that it's not really part of my beauty budget, but I feel like they're fun to include, so I do. So let's get started on the buy side. So technically I did not spend any money this month, but some things did come into my life. The first thing I want to talk about is the perfumes that I got from Dossier. So technically I got these in February, but I didn't actually really test them out until this month, and I filmed my video. If you want to see the whole video on what this is all about, what the scents are, I also go through all of my other fragrances, which I have more than I thought. Like, I would have called myself like not a fragrance person, but then when I was filming that video, I'm like, man, I actually have a fair amount of fragrances. So the two that I got, the first one is called Powdery Coconut, and the scent notes are cardamom, pistachio, bergamot. Middle notes are ylang ylang, tuberose, and jasmine, and then the base notes are cedarwood, amber, benzoin, and coconut. So that's this guy. And the other one that I got was called Aquatic Vanilla, and this one is, the top notes are marine notes, red fruits, and rose. Middle notes are vanilla, orchid, and coconut, and base notes are musk, sandalwood, and benzoin. So just to kind of give you the quick TLDR, too long didn't read. Dossier is a company that makes premium type fragrances that mimic popular fragrances out there for like a fraction of the cost. So they say Dossier was founded out of a desire to make premium fragrances accessible to everyone. They have 4 values for what they stand for. The first one is transparency. They say we are open about our operations and empower our community with honest, valuable information. Craftsmanship is number 2. Never sacrifice quality or cut corners. While our prices of our perfumes are below what you're used to, you're receiving high quality perfume sourced from France. And this third one was really interesting. Number 3, you are enough. In an industry that notoriously feeds on insecurities and profits from making us feel like we lack something only that they can supply, we won't dictate trends or tell you which scents are best for you. Try the scents that ignite your senses and make your own rules. I just thought that was a really interesting, I keep finding little surprises about this company that just makes me like them even more. And I was like, man, damn, thank you. Like, the beauty industry, I don't know, and I think this is something that we all kind of feel, and I feel it too. Sometimes it's like, maybe if I just have that lipstick, and I don't think this consciously, but it's like, once I have that lipstick, I'm gonna feel complete, or that eyeshadow is just gonna make me beautiful. You know what I mean? Like, there's this weird underlying unconsciousness about that, hole that you're trying to fill with like the cosmetics industry, and I think particularly in the perfume industry. Like, you see the ads where it's like, your life is perfect if you have this perfume running through the field of flowers, standing on a balcony with your beautiful man in overlooking Paris. Like, some of the ads just are kind of, I don't know. I think that's why I've always kind of shied away from the perfume industry, because I just feel like it's a little, it's a little, I don't want to say intimidating, but just a little cheese in some respect from my perspective. Anyway, and then number 4, the fourth sort of principle is access to premium fragrances shouldn't be a privilege. We strive for fairness, and we believe in offering high quality fragrances at a price you can afford. So the prices are definitely much more affordable than the real thing, but they're definitely quality perfumes. They're not like cheap synthetic knockoffs that you get at like the drugstore. So I'm really impressed with the quality. The one thing I wanted to do today that I did not do in that video was, so I don't have the originals of these. So Aquatic Vanilla is supposed to be the vibes of Juliet Has a Gun vanilla vibes, which I have a sample of. I was like, oh, I can actually compare them. Now, I think the wording that they say is like, they don't say it's exactly the same. I think they use like mimics the essence. What is the wording? I'm just gonna go look at a random one. This is the one that Inspired by. That's the wording that they use. Inspired by. So this one is inspired by Juliet Has a Gun, Vanilla Vibes. I'm gonna spray the real or the non-real thing on this hand or arm. Oh, I really like this one. I got compliments from my coworker when I wore this at work. She's like, you smell good. And then a second later, she's like, but not in a creepy way. I didn't mean that in a creepy way. I was like, yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, and then this is the real thing. I'm gonna spray this arm. It's running away a little bit there. They're not exactly the same. I will tell you that. They're not exactly the same, but they're close. I might actually prefer the dossier one. As it dries down, I would say that's interesting. This smelled a little differently right on first spray, but as it's drying down, they're like identical. That's interesting. I wonder what makes that happen. Yeah, they smell like exactly the same now that it's dried down. I think I'm almost getting maybe a slightly more sweetness out of. I don't know. It's hard to tell now that it's dried down. At the very beginning, this one almost had a bit more of a like sharper scent when I first sprayed it, and that's why I was like, I think I like this one better. But as soon as this dried down, that kind of went away, and they smell exactly the same. That's crazy. So, if you're wondering how close they are, I mean, that's only one scent tried, but I'm assuming they do the same sort of tests on all of their other ones. They're all gonna be super close. So like I said, I did not pay for those. They were sent to me from Dossier, so big thank you to Dossier, but now they have piqued my interest and I would like to purchase more of those. But had I purchased each one of these myself, they would have been somewhere between 55 and 65 Canadian dollars. That's my one gripe. I would really like them to have Canadian pricing on their website so that when you get to the checkout, you can see the Canadian pricing. I hate doing the conversion. They are also, the other thing is they are only available in Canada and the continental US. It's perfumes, it's hard to ship perfumes, so I kind of understand why that is. But yeah, like if I'd bought these together, it'd be like $120 Canadian. If I'd bought the real thing, I'd be like $500 because the powdery coconut replicates the Tom Ford Soleil Blanc, and that's like what was it, $370 or something? I posted it in my full video for the dossier. So yeah, if you want to check that out, check out that video. I feel like I talked about that for quite a bit. And the only other makeup thing or beauty thing that I got this month was the Batiste Dry Shampoo. I waited and it was finally on sale for $9.99, although the brunette one wasn't, which is super annoying because that's the one I like better. So I just bought the original one. And I actually, again, didn't pay for this because I used a gift card that I got from my dad. So technically, again, I didn't actually spend any money on this. And retail, these are selling for $13.99 now. They used to be $11.99 and they go on sale for $9.99 every once in a while. Just wait for them to go on sale or buy them. I think at Walmart it might go cheaper. I don't know. I don't go to Walmart very often. So those are the 3 beauty items that I purchased or acquired this past month. So in total, again, I spent $0. But the retail cost of everything would have been $131.99. So again, not a bad month. Like had I actually paid for those things, it would have been a pretty low-ish, not a crazy month. And again, 2 fragrances, which is generally a bit more expensive, but that's like way cheaper than the real thing. I did want to talk about a couple other things that I have purchased this month. Because like I said, it's pretty low on the beauty side. So I did buy, I bought another jacket. I don't know how well you'll be able to see this because it's black. It's like a thin windbreaker, wind-resistant jacket. Let me lean back here. Got the hood. Just pretty plain. It's from Herschel. I think you can see. So they're like the backpacks and stuff. And I paid $24.99 for this. I might take this to Scotland. I feel like so. Sorry, the lighting's a little weird right now. I kind of laugh. I feel like I'm turning into my mom because she was notorious for buying tons of jackets and tons of bags and tons of luggage because she was always trying to find the right one. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm turning into my mom because I just bought 2 jackets. I bought one last month and I bought another one this month. But yeah, I'm contemplating taking this one on my trip with me. It has, like, you can fold it all up and it folds up into the little bag. I just think it'll be really good for travel, and I think it'll be really good for, like, when I eventually foster or adopt a dog, taking them out quickly in the morning when it's kind of rainy, kind of misty, just throwing this on, like, on a day, like, late spring through summer, just nice and light. It's not, I don't know if it says it's waterproof or water resistant, which is not the same thing, by the way. What does it say here? It says it is lightweight, breathable, packable, wind and water resistant. So water resistant is not the exact same as waterproof. If it's like a downpour, you're gonna get wet. But I do have another jacket. I actually have 2 other jackets similar to this that I've never really liked. The one I don't mind, but I'm gonna get rid of those. I'm gonna go donate those to the clothing place, and this replaces 2 jackets. So I feel like that's a good thing. I'm bringing in 1 jacket, but I'm getting rid of 2 jackets. So I feel like that's not so bad. And then at the same time, I did pick up a couple of shirts. These are more like workout shirts, but I will probably wear them just regularly. These are from the brand Head, I think, which is, I think that's a ski company, or originally a ski company. But I bought this one in the pink and then another one in the gray. Again, I think these might be good for travel, although they kind of get wrinkly. But whatever, I think these will be good to take on the trip with me. And these are, again, like I said, they're workout shirts, but I like them, just gonna wear them regularly. I just liked the shape of like the neckline and how they fit. So yeah, that was those 2 things. And then the other really big thing that I bought, bought a new camera, which I haven't even taken out of the box yet. I ordered these like, I think a week and a half ago. And I've been really busy and have not taken them out of the packaging yet. So let's unpack them together. Let's do that right now. So the camera is the Sony Digital ZV-1. So this is like the vlogging camera. It's the vlogging camera that all vloggers tend to use. Oh God, I'm gonna rip this box. How do people get things out of the boxes without ripping the box? And I want to take this on the trip with us to Scotland. I don't know how much I want to try and vlog, but I don't know how it'll go. Like, I'm not a vlogger, so. Oh, there's some other things in here. What's under there? What is that? Oh, that's the battery. Okay, so it has like a little wind thing for the microphone on the camera. Here's the battery, the little cable connection. Oh, how am I gonna charge this battery? How does one charge the battery for this? This is a good question, because I have like a wall charger for my Canon camera. I'll have to figure that out. But, dun, 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 this is the camera. So, it looks pretty good. It's really nice. We'll play with this. I really actually want to try filming with this tomorrow, like this weekend and like over the next few weeks, because yeah, I want to get like used to playing with it before. Oh, I was holding it upside down. I really want to get used to it before I go on the trip, so I know what I'm doing with it. But yeah, there's that part, and then maybe like a little camera case for this guy. And then the other part that I bought is this part. So this is, well, it's to hold the camera. Again, it's whatever, it says vlogger kit right on it. It's what everybody uses. So let's open this bad boy up. Pretty excited. I feel like a kid at Christmas. Camera grip pairing guide. Okay. Oh, guys. Box within a box. How annoying is that? Because they also send along, part of the vlogger kit is the memory card. Box within a box. And they were trying to tell us we gotta stop using plastic bags. I mean, companies gotta start pulling their weight too, people. Okay, I don't want to mix up the instruction pieces. This one's like bubble wrapped. And this is what it looks like. It's funny because I see other people with these and it looks a lot smaller. I have really tiny hands, so it looks a lot bigger, but it's like a tripod. Like I can set it up as like a tripod, or while I'm vlogging, doing this. Other thing is too, I have short arms, so that's one of the reasons why I don't like vlogging. I don't like taking selfies either. But yeah, so this is fun. This is fun. I'm excited. I need to play with it. I need to make the time to play with it before I go on the trip and figure out what the heck I'm doing with it. But yeah, that was a big purchase. And I think in total, I was around $1,200 for that. However, because I have this channel, this is like my business, I do get to write that off or like depreciate it over time. It's an asset for my business. So for next year's taxes, and I do not make that much money on my channel. So like my channel doesn't cover that at all. But maybe as the channel grows, things like that will eventually get covered. So that is the buy side. That is everything that has come into my life that's worth noting over the past month. Now let's talk about the empties. Okay, on to the empties. So like I said at the very beginning, sometimes I include things that are not, they might be kind of beauty related, but they're not something I include in a total, so they're the other category. I will also talk about some declutter items, but again, they don't get included in the dollar value of the empties because I technically didn't finish them. Maybe I'll change that rule in the future, but for now, that's how I do it. So talking about some other things. So I did finish a bubble bath. This one was massive from Vita Bath. It was in the scent Coconut Vanilla. I really enjoyed this. This was $7.99 from Marshalls or Winners. I can't remember which one I bought it from. I've been kind of looking, trying to keep my eye out for another one of these because I have seen them again. Because I would like to repurchase this because it was, again, super affordable for the size. It was 1.1 liters. So yeah, I would like to, I don't have a bubble bath right now. I am a bath person. I do like to take baths to like unwind and relax. So that is sort of an other item. And then the other item is this. I did finish the candle. I talked about this last month that this was close to being done. So I just finished it out. This is a sad empty because I love this. I even kind of love it now that it's burnt. So I'm getting like the burn smell of the wicks plus the vanilla, and I really like that. I like that combo. This is probably, did I even say what this is? This is a Bath & Body Works candle. It's actually technically the White Barn candle in the scent Vanilla Bean. So it says Madagascar Vanilla, Homemade Marshmallow Nut and Nutmeg. Probably my #1 candle ever. My favorite, for sure. I can never go wrong with this Vanilla Bean candle. So kind of sad that that's done. But at the same time, it's good because I had too many candles. I was definitely inundated with, I'd say 2 or 3 more candles than I really should have had. So I'm kind of back down to more of a normal amount of candles now. And let's get into the empties. I actually haven't tallied this up yet, so I'll have to tally it up at the end. Let's get into skincare. So the first thing is I did finish up a Bath & Body Works body cream. This was in the scent, I don't know, frosted coconut snowball. So I always cut these open because there's always a lot at the bottom. I usually get 2 or 3 uses in the bottom because it's so thick it's hard to like squeeze it out. So yeah, this did take a little bit longer to finish because I've also been using the Vanilla Bean whipped body butter over the winter months. So this kind of took a little bit longer to finish out, but finished one of these. I'm getting through some of my skincare and it's now like getting to the point where like I should start replacing some things. But I have finished 2 things from the Bow company. So this was Bow Laboratory. Again, this was a company from Canada that did send me these products to try out. I really enjoyed them. They are kind of expensive. And I think for these 2 particular items in particular, I'm not sure they did a whole lot for me. So the first one is the, how do I pronounce this? Eddie Mion's Luminous C. So this is their vitamin C serum. It comes in a pack of 3, so I've only finished the first one. They do that so that, you know, you retain the quality of the vitamin C, because as soon as you open up a vitamin C, it starts like degrading. So I think that's really smart that they kind of give it to you in three vials, and each vial is 15 ml. I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Not sure vitamin C really does a whole lot for me. I see people online posting pictures like my skin before vitamin C and my skin after vitamin C, and I'm like, yeah, it doesn't do that for me. I don't get the same kind of like transformation, I guess, from vitamin C. It really doesn't do a whole lot for me, I don't think. And then this product again was kind of nice, but I'm not sure, again, it really did a whole lot for me. It was the Ginseng Root Ferment Elixir. I feel like this says, what did it say on the side? Regenerating, brightening, and nourishing. But I feel like this is kind of like, what is it? The Estee Lauder, I can't think of the name of it, but I will put the picture of it. Advanced Night Repair, there we go. Where you don't see any immediate results, but I think it's a kind of a product you should use, you're supposed to use long term, and it's sort of like preventative maybe, I don't know. But for like the want to see results now kind of person, this doesn't seem to do a whole lot for me. So I don't know if I've repurchased this. I'm still using a couple other items from the brand, and I would say the two that I still have left are the ones that I like better. One is the facial oil, and one is their sort of like hyaluronic acid serum. So yeah, I finished those two up. I also finished up this. So this was another company that sent me skincare. I don't know how I got lucky like that last year, but Youth sent me a bunch of products, and this was their Radiance Eye Gel. I did talk about this being kind of like a ho-hum product for me, and I wouldn't repurchase this. I have very wrinkly under eyes. You can see it. They're very crepey, very wrinkly. I think it's because I never wore sunglasses for like the first 20 years of my life. I have a tiny head, and they never made sunglasses that were small, that fit like, that weren't like, you know, big sunflowers that fit like my tiny head. So like in my early 20s, I could never find sunglasses that fit my head. So I just never wore them. And I think that's why I have like extra wrinkly under eyes from doing this all the time. Squinting in the sun. So yeah, wear your sunglasses. Anyway, so I feel like this was kind of okay. I kind of liked using it in the morning because it's kind of refreshing. But I don't think this particular item did a whole lot for me. I feel like I need more. What I want to buy or what I want to try is Nyad has, I don't know what it's exactly called, but I've seen Terra Babies talk about it, and I think it's the product that I want to try. It's like an eye serum from Nyad, and I really, really want to try it. So I might buy it. That will be like my first real big girl purchase this year. And I don't really have anything else that I can use to replace it. I do have another eye cream that I use at nighttime, but I don't have any other like samples or any other products that sort of fill that gap. So I think I might just purchase it. I think it's a little expensive, but I do really want to try it. So I did finish this guy. And that's it for skincare. So skincare, I do have, like I said, a couple of items that are getting close to being finished. So I'll probably have a couple of skincare items next month. I do have one hair care item. This was the Christoph Robin Cleansing Volumizing Paste. It was sort of like a deep cleanser for your scalp. It did foam up though, but it was kind of like a scrub. It was really weird. The scent, like it's definitely like spa smelling. I think a product like this is better if you have shorter hair. With my hair being so long, it was kind of awkward to use because it's like a thick, like I said, it's like a body scrub, like a thick paste. Once you started working it in, it did start to like suds up a bit, but it was very hard to use. I did like it though. Like I did feel like it did give me a good deep clean. This is the type of product I wouldn't use like like the sample lasted me a really long time because I would use it like maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks to just give my like scalp a really good scrub, a really good deep clean. Yeah, this was a generous size sample. This was from a Beautylish purchase. This was like an ad, like they threw this in as the sample and I was like, wow, really big sample. But I just don't know if this is a product for me. Like I'd rather use just like a deep cleaning type, what am I trying to use? Shampoo. You know how some shampoos are just sort of like those deep cleaning type shampoos? It's a little easier to work with my hair. But it was a nice product. If you're looking for this kind of a product, I definitely think it's worth trying. I just think like my hair is pretty long right now. Speaking of spending money, I do have an appointment booked to get my hair done. I think it's like about 2 weeks from today-ish. So in 2 weeks, I will have different hair. Yay! But it's gonna cost a lot of money. But that, I talked about that, services, because I don't get my nails done. I really don't get facials. Like I haven't been to any of those things like in years. But I will get my hair done, but I don't include that in my beauty budget. It is just like an extra, doesn't really count. Because that's how I do it. But anyway, this was fine, but it's finished. I wouldn't repurchase it. Makeup items. So everything else left in here is makeup items. Most of them are like declutter items. So let's just talk about the declutter items. So I have 3 eyeliners that are declutters, 2 from NYX and 1 from Color Workshop. These are just dried out, like completely dried out. They don't work. They're liquid liners. One is the white liquid liner and this is a green one. I don't know what shade it is. It's called Glam Liner Aqua Luxe. Don't know what shade it is. So it was a green shade. I bought this years ago for like a Halloween look, and I think I used it like twice since then. And then the white one, like I barely used. The white one was that Fantasy Anne that was like, I'm gonna use white liner and do a cool graphic look. Did I ever do that? No. Like I really don't think I ever used this and it dried out. Like such a waste. Ding dong. And then this is just the Color Workshop one. I had this in my weekly shop, my stash, and I just talked about like, this one is just kind of a little dry and I just don't like this color as an eyeliner for me. It's sort of like a light metallic-y blue. And it just, yeah. I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna really use it. And if I do wanna use this kind of color, I'm gonna buy a better quality one because this one's just like not easy to use. So those are all declutter items. And then I have one more declutter item. This is the Pacifica eyeshadow in Treasure. I wanna say this came in an Ipsy years ago, like it's gotta be 2017, 2018 that I got this. And I just decided that I'm not going to use this. Like, I think I did use this sort of like as a travel. Like, I remember taking this home and using it as a one and done. I have other eyeshadows that I like better for that. And this one's just getting old. I don't really love the color. Like, again, I have other ones that I prefer to use over this as a one and done. And it's time. Like, I need to start letting go of some things that are just not really, I don't want to say not working for me, but it's like, I gotta draw a line somewhere and let go of some things. So this one did not make the cut and it's going empty wise. I just filmed my Project Pan, so you would have seen that I finished up my ABH Dewy setting spray. I actually really liked this. Don't really care for the brand right now. I don't really care for the owner, but I do like some other products. So, you know, I might repurchase this at some point. I need to see if there's a drugstore version of this that I can purchase. I have the e.l.f. Dewy Setting Mist, but I don't feel like it's the same. But I did really like this product. I'm actually gonna swap and put the e.l.f. one in this because I like the sprayer of this one better. So remind me not to throw this out so I can actually put the e.l.f. one in it. Speaking of ABH, this was the brow gel, just their basic brow gel. I don't like this. I've realized I just don't like this. The brush is too big. And it just never really worked for me. So I've had it for a long time. I'm calling it an empty because I feel like I did use it quite a bit. It feels like it's pretty empty. Like when I pull it out, I'm like, there's not really much product coming out anymore. The label is completely almost gone. So that is done. I did finish a blush. So this was just a sample. It was like super small sample from Pure Nata, but it did take me a while. This was their Demi Matte blush in Camellia. And yeah, I moved it into this little tin and I finished that guy out. It was a nice blush. Like I said, I liked the quality of it. I would consider purchasing a blush from, I think this is a loose blush. I don't think I would ever purchase a loose blush because I feel like that's super awkward. But they do have pressed blushes. So I would consider buying one of their pressed blushes. And then I have a sample foundation in here. This was the Born This Way foundation in the shade Vanilla. Again, I really liked this. I get why this is a popular foundation. I think the shade was not too bad for me. The only thing that surprised me about this was it was very, very liquidy. I wasn't anticipating that. And in like these sample packs, when it's very liquidy, it's like, it kind of becomes a bit of a mess to use. But I get why this is a popular foundation. And I would consider potentially, like if I came across this at Winners or Marshalls on sale and it was this shade, I would pick it up. Or if it was like 50% off at Sephora, I would maybe consider picking this up because I did quite like this. I think this is the best or a good shade for me. It's the shade Vanilla. I need to look at their shades to see if there's anything else that may be a better match. I have Cool. I'm like a light, maybe not fair. Fair is too light. So I would say I'm a light skin tone with cool undertones. That's kind of my range. Cool neutral. I can do neutrals as well, but warms are usually too yellow for my skin tone. So those are the empties. That I feel like is a really good month. I feel like I did a lot better, or I don't want to say a lot better, but I just feel like I got through a lot more empties than the last 2 months, I would say. I don't know, again, I haven't done the numbers, but I will put the numbers up. I'll put the buys, I think on the side. I always get confused because it's like reverse. I think it's the buys are gonna be on this side and like the purchases, and then I'll put the goodbyes on this side so we can see how much came in and how much went out for my beauty buys and buys for the month of March. So I hope you liked that video. This video. I hope you liked this video. That sounded weird. I hope you liked that video. I hope you liked this video. If you did, feel free to give it a little thumbs up down below. If you haven't already, I would love it if you subscribe to my channel here in Toronto, Canada. I hope you're doing well, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye.